Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to part 3 of your lesson today. So, inspired by pop artist Andy Warhol, today we are going to be creating comic strip inspired nameplates. Now, just like our daily drawing, I'm going to be using this cool Sketchpad digital tool to show you the steps of how to create this nameplate. Now, you do not need to use a digital platform. You do not need to use Sketchpad. You may use a paper, pencil, markers, crayons, whatever you want. I actually think that this would be best on a piece of paper with markers or crayons. However, I really like using this digital platform to make videos for you guys because it's very clear. You guys have a big, clear screen of exactly what I'm doing that is hard for me to replicate with just a video camera. So that's why I choose to use this method to show you guys, is because I think it's the clearest. So get your paper out, get your pencil out, get your markers out, get your crayons out, or if you want to do it digitally, get that ready as well. And we are going to begin. Step 1 is you are actually just going to be writing your name in the middle of the page. I'm going to write Miss Gutierrez. You just want that in the middle of your page. You can write it in bubble letters. You can write it regularly. If you write it regularly, I suggest that you maybe thicken it up a little bit with a marker because you want this to be bold. So as we were talking about, the comic strip style was really inspired by pop art. So that's kind of the look we're going for. Like if you're reading a pop art and it says something like bam or boom or like a loud noise and it has kind of those colors around it, that's the look that we're going for today. But we're going to have our name in the middle. So like I've said in my other videos, if you ever feel like I am going too quickly and you need more time, go ahead and pause your video. So right now, step 1, you should just have your name in the middle. Then we are going to draw a shape around our name. I am going to pick pink since you guys all know pink is my favorite color. And we're going to draw a shape around it. I'm going to do, it's kind of like these upside down U shapes, kind of almost like a spider web. You could use this shape. You could also do kind of like a cloud shape around it. You're just using different lines to create a shape around your name that kind of has that bam, boom effect. So once you have that shape drawn around your name, if you have just written your name in pencil, like I said, I want you to go in right now and use markers to thicken it up because you do want your name to pop. Now, there are a couple options for how you're going to fill in the shape that you did around your name. Now, if you would like to, you could just color it in a solid color around your name. There's something that I think is really cool that pop artists do, and you can see in some comic books, is that there's that's a little bit big. There's like kind of like polka dots of color. So that's what I'm gonna do. I actually don't like how small that is. That's what I really like. Oops. I accidentally deleted my shape. Oh well. I'm going to redo it. That's the thing about doing your artwork digitally. Sometimes you want to accidentally delete pieces. Okay, so I redid my shape around my name, and now I am going to do the dots inside of my shape to give it that comic book pop art effect. effect for our pop art nameplate. Like I said, if you don't want to do polka dots, you can feel free to just fill it in a solid color, or you could do multiple colors. It's really up to you. You have the choice of how you fill that in. Okay, I'm gonna go with a different pink now. I just think it's a fun way to fill in the color. In case you guys haven't noticed, I've been having a lot of fun over the last couple days trying out these new digital platforms. That is the really cool part about remote learning is I've been learning new ways to teach you guys, and I've also been learning new ways to create art, which has been really enjoyable for me. So hope you guys are finding a lot of enjoyment in the different styles that we get to try out while we are learning from home. So I'm going to pick one more pink color and I'm going to add the dots. Now, if you have markers, you could easily do this by just pushing down hard with your marker and making a circle, or you could draw actual shapes. And you know what? You don't have to just do dots. If you wanted to do different colored stars or different colored hearts or triangles, or like I said, you could do stripes or maybe make a pattern. It's really up to you how you want your pop art nameplate to end up looking. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to pick a different color. I am going to now, what we're going to do is we are going to make some stripes coming out. I guess lines would be a better word for it. Some lines, some diagonal lines coming out from behind our nameplate. So if you have your paper, you are extending these all the way to the edges of your paper. Again, if I'm moving too quickly for you or you need to catch up, just pause the video until you are ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so with these different sections that we've created with these diagonal lines, it is okay if you simply wanted to just fill them all in with different colors. I am going to add some additional lines inside mine using a little bit of a thicker setting and a lighter purple. So you could do that as well, add more lines. Or you could color your sections in. Again, it's completely up to you. Gonna pick a different color and do a little bit even bigger this time. I'm just filling my paper with color. Doesn't have to be perfect. Something that I really like in the comic book like styles, there's this really cool thing where I can do shapes on here, which I think is really cool. So I'm going to add those because that's something that is actually in pop art comic book style as well. There's a lot of stars and shapes like that. Now, if you're not using this digital platform and you're drawing a star yourself, I can show you guys how to do that. Now, if I were you and I was drawing a star, there are two methods. First one where you're just kind of outlining it and you're drawing essentially 5 different triangles without a bottom and you're just connecting it. That's one way. Or going up, down, side to side, like that, and then just coloring it in. It's another way to do a star. But if you are using the digital resource and we're doing some graphic designing over here, we have the cool option to add these fun shapes onto our projects. Oh, there's also these little things called a radial burst. I think that's pretty cool. And I think I'm going to add that onto my piece as well. So as you can see, I'm just kind of having fun adding different elements to our pop art nameplate. It's really simple and there's really no wrong way to do it. All that you need to do is make sure that you have your name in the middle, you have a shape around it, you fill in that shape, and you have some lines coming out from behind that shape. Other than that, you can really decorate it however you want. I have had a lot of fun creating mine. I'm really looking forward to seeing what your pop art nameplate is going to look like. I have uploaded the YouTube video of how to upload your projects onto Google Classroom. So if you guys are still having trouble with that, just go ahead and check out that video. Well, this concludes the art lessons for today. I will see you all tomorrow.